Hi everyone, and welcome to this, my first vlog. A little bit of a peek behind the scenes of what it is I get up to. I say Suzanne does help a lot when it comes to the printing and packaging of physical miniatures, so more of a peek of what we get up to. Quick introduction, because I've not been here for a while, if the bushy beard and the long hair didn't give it away. I'm Lance, and I'm an artist, if that wasn't already apparent. And I spend about 90% of my waking life between these four walls, most of that time in front of a computer. I'm the owner of Epics'N'Stuffs, a small 3D printing business. And basically what I do is I sculpt miniatures, we print them, we sell the physical versions of those miniatures online via places like Kickstarter and Etsy. But then we also sell the digital files through support on Patreon, My Manufactory, Cults, so on and so forth. And just quickly, if you like to 3D print stuff, head on over to our Patreon and grab yourself a chunk of free models. Become a free member and you get access to a repository that has over 400 miniatures in there. If you want to support us on the platform, you can. There's tiers to do that, and there's also very generous merchant terms as well. So if you do like to print 3D models and sell them online, give it a look. You might find something you like. So I've been making art for a little over 10 years now, and I spent most of that time in the games industry, half of it as a character artist and the other half as a lead, project lead, and ultimately a project art director. Earlier this year, I resigned from my job as I wanted to essentially pursue some more personal projects. As many may already know, the games industry is experiencing a lot of turbulence right now, and that is certainly being felt by a lot of the people working within it. I'd rather invest 60 plus hours of my time, which is what I was working every week, on something that's a bit more personal, my own business or something like that, as opposed to somebody else's project out and out, because I just didn't feel fulfilled ultimately. So doing what I'm doing now has a bit more meaning to me. If you're clicking on these videos, then like me, you probably enjoy 3D printing and possibly even create art yourself, whether it be concepts, sculpting, printing, painting. There's a lot in the hobby to get into and get excited about. For me, I get a huge kick when I sculpt something on my computer and then within a day have a physical product or a model at the end of it. There's just something about that process that sings to me or resonates with me. And then, at the end of it, you'll have not only digital files which you can sell, you have a physical model which, you can give as gifts, you can sell, you can paint, you can display. There's a whole range of things viable with 3D printing, and it's not just limited to miniatures, right? I've got plenty of large scale models which I've printed, which stand up, especially if they were painted, against some of the statues that you can get and the assets you can get from big companies on massive IPs. So why vlogging? Well, I've been digesting a lot of art content recently, and there are some things I'd like to just throw out there into the internet ether, whilst providing a little bit of a peek behind the scenes as to what goes on to do the thing it is I do. So content on these vlogs could range from, opinions on art trends or reactions to videos, a look at what I've been creating recently within the last couple of weeks, months, so on and so forth, showing off some of the projects that are going to be released, packing orders, or even product reviews. It could be a bit of anything, really. What it isn't going to be is it's not going to be one of those channels which is like how to make £10,000 or dollars per month as a 3D artist or any of that garbage. It's just going to be more the musings of a scruffy artist, essentially. So with that very long intro out of the way, we might as well just get started now, right? So one thing I was witnessing on a lot of these art videos that I've been digesting recently, and they've been coming up on my feed, is that all these they all look so immaculate, right? And I don't know, to me, I just felt that was a bit misleading, and I'm not sure if any of you have been to an artist studio or office, but unless it's staged to look nice or it's recently been tidied, it's typically a goddamn, well, crap hole. So, I mean, what I can do is I can take you on a very, very small tour using my iPhone around my office, and you'll get to see what it's like. So this is the office as soon as you walk through the door, and as you can see, it's as if somebody has rolled a grenade in here, closed the door and let it go off. You know, contrary to what people may believe, you see a lot of these artists on YouTube, they have like the cleanest setups, you know, cozy colours and all that jazz, but I can guarantee for the most part a lot of artists will stumble over in themselves to actually get work done. Those videos are going to inspire me to clean this place up, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll have a quick look around. We actually do sell some anime items. We get them shipped in from Japan and we sell them on eBay occasionally. So this is a round of stock that actually needs to be yeeted off to another room because it's on top of my large format printer and it's stopping me from getting to my Elegoo Jupiter. We have some old models down there, which we need to sort through. We have some stock of popular models like Tree Spirits, Breath of Fire, Dwarves, Alkim, stuff we sell quite frequently, so we can just pop them off there. This is where, like I say, Suzanne does most of her stuff. Moving through, we've got boxes of stuff, like we've got in there camera lenses, camera gear. That's where we take photos. We've got some stock up there as well. We got the sticker machine, the sticker cutting machine. I do occasionally like to try and play keyboard. Dog bed, we have 3 dogs and there's another dog bed under there. The other one just likes to sleep where he wants. Some big models there. And this is where I work, so yeah, messy desk. It's a standing desk, but I barely ever use it like that. I'm probably going to cut down on monitors and stuff like that soon because it's starting to get a bit overwhelming, but that's my tablet. It's a Huon 22 Pro. I used to have an old 24-inch Wacom, got rid of it because it was just too bulky. Used an Intel 04 for a while, but then got something that was a bit smaller than the Wacom 24. And this is an ideal size, I think, 19 to 22, good size tablet. But as you can see, it's a mess. All messy. Don't believe always what you see on the internet. Yeah, a lot of those things are definitely staged. Okay, let's get back to it. So, as that video shows, you can see it's not all cozy colours and clean white surfaces. Most of the time you're falling over yourself to get stuff done. Saying that, the videos that I did watch have kind of inspired me to tidy up and maybe reorganise my workspace somewhat. And part, you know, they're responsible for me wanting to start a vlog in the first place. So kudos to that. But make no mistake, like, it won't go from like the crapshoot it currently is, the absolute unorganized mess. It will go to something that's just a bit more digestible, easy, and not as confusing to look at. And you know, hey, maybe we're just not good at keeping our office clean. You know, 9 times out of 10, when we clean it, a week later, it's back to the bomb disposal site it was prior. But you know, it is what it is. We'll try and make something of it. So what's been going on in, you know, the past month at Epics'N'Stuffs? Well, quite a bit, actually. So bear with me as I try and give this a little bit of structure, and you'll see, you know, swathes of B-roll flashing in and out as to what we've been up to. So let's start with Patreon itself and model releases this month. I decided earlier this month, it's October 2024 as I'm filming, to make a lot of our models free on Patreon, which to some's probably counterintuitive. If you're making stuff, why don't you get paid for it? Well, you probably find that a lot of those models that I've made in the past anyway, they probably don't sell as, you know, they're not as evergreen as some people might think, and you know, they might sell 1 or 2 here or there. It's probably worth just making them free just for more eyes it is on the projects that you are building towards recently. So this month, a massive catalogue of items went free over on our Patreon, as I mentioned earlier. It, again, costs nothing to be a member and you get access to all that. But new models this month that came out free, there was 3 Malakin assets that came out. Malakin are a small little marshmallow race of people that we made. There was one that was bathing in coffee, a gentleman type Malakin, and a caster that came out. We also made a Boodeng and a Moodolf. You know, the internet sensation known as the Pygmy Hippo Moodeng at the moment. So we made some variants of that one, obviously to fit in with Halloween, Boodeng, and Moodolf to fit in with Christmas. Moodolf, a name came from someone on our Discord, Dorkosaurus. Shout out to you. Really cool name, because I was going to call it Rudeng or something, something crap like that. But Moodolf, definitely fits the bill. So thank you, Dorkosaurus. She's over on our Discord. Feel free to join. We do chat on there occasionally. I want to try and be more social on it, so I need to pinch myself to do that. But yeah, there's a Discord. Again, links for all this stuff will be down below if you are ever so inclined. We also made some Tiefling weapon bearers. There was 3 variants. There was one with a sword, there was one with a scythe, and there was another with a staff. There was also a Tiefling Bloodmancer, which came out pretty cool. We did a Goblin Witch and a Goblin Commoner. And we also did a Fox Initiate from Cult of the Lamb, which was very fun to do. And again, that's on top of all the, over 400 models. I can't remember the exact count. That's a conservative estimate, but over 400 models that also went free earlier this month as well. So yeah, check that out. Now there'll be more models that become free over time, right? There's going to be more every month. I'm aiming to do at least 10, and they'll be D&D orientated or themed. And you might see the odd one pop up from like a video game or popular culture. Just for a bit of fun, because they provide a good break, right? So at least 10, and that's what I'm going to try and pinch myself to do. But they're absolutely free. They're all pre-supported, and we do try and test print every single one, but the amount of models we're putting out at the moment and the amount of orders that we're getting is really eating into our print time. So we print test most of them. It's usually variants and stuff like that we don't, and small models that we're usually quite confident will be fine. But if there ever is an issue, people have always reached out to us if there ever was one, and we've rectified it and re-uploaded it, usually pretty sharpish. Speaking of Cult of the Lamb, Suzanne has been playing that a lot recently on the PS5 and the PlayStation Portal, and I cannot get the OST out of my head for the life of me. That game is... The music's so catchy, and it was not what I expected. Cult of the Lamb, shout out. It's a great game. Go and play it. So we made the decision to make those models free. I think it was about the second week in October. So, I think we've already reached the 10 models that we were aiming for, but we've also done other models. This being the last month of our typical supporter cycle. So usually what we would do is we would have like specific tiers, which were allotted a certain amount of models we made every month, sometimes themed, sometimes not, and that also went to merchants as well. This is going to be the last of those kind of regular releases. We're still making models that are paywalled in essence, which will go to like Kickstarters or on My Mini Factory to purchase, but that's in addition to the free stuff. So there's a free complement of assets, and there's also some themed paywalled assets, which usually take a lot longer to develop anyway. Anyway, for that last regular release this month, we threw out a lot of models which were based on FireQuest, which is an upcoming campaign of ours. FireQuest 2, that is. We released a character called Yawn, a Tatokin, a Hopper, so 2 variants of a Hopper, 2 Nut characters, and a Trooper and an Archer, a Cur, which is like a Fire Wolf, and also later on this month I'll be releasing a variation of the Hero as well. So they were all made, and those people who this month supported us, not only got a reduction in price because our tiers have changed, all the back catalogue, they also got these models, which I feel are of a higher quality anyway. We also launched a Kickstarter earlier this month called Burbs, which is a kind of like a DIY make-it-yourself miniature set. It hit its very small goal. Admittedly, it was a bit of an experiment by myself, but it's still got a long way to hit those stretch goals. We also, if you don't know, we do some not safe for work assets as well, and they've been really fun to do, believe it or not. We do them under a different brand name called Epics'N'Stuffs. And we finished a campaign earlier in the month, and there's a new campaign coming on the 29th, which is tomorrow. I'm filming on the 28th. It's called Horns of Temptation, and basically it's some tiefling models that we've made, but they are more detailed because we have to print. We're offering them in larger sizes. But then there's, not safe for work variants, as well as additional variants. So you might have your tiefling version, but then there's an angelic version, right? One so it has angel wings, one with demon wings, one that's human, and topless variants and stuff like that of each. So links for all these will be down in the description. So Etsy this month has been chugging along. The week prior to Halloween has been a bit slow, but other than that, it's been a relatively strong month for all intents and purposes. Popular models are still stuff from the original Fire Quest campaign. The tree spirits always do really, really well, and they were very fun to make. There might even be more coming in future. And Mudeng, the pygmy hippo sensation, has sold quite a few units, and it's also sold quite a few digital units on My Mini Factory and Cults. So I think I've taken up enough of your time in this introductory vlog. There's a few things that I would like to request from yourselves though. A subscription would be huge, right? Brilliant. Also some feedback. If there's anything in particular you want to see, do you want to see more, more product reviews? Do you want to see more tips and tricks videos like I did with the FEP? Do you want to see more actual 3D printing, more sculpting, the packing of orders, reaction videos to other art related content? I do want to do some of them to myself, so, you might see some of that in future. But my ears are open. Discord is probably one of the better places to get in touch. If not, there's the Facebook group. There's the YouTube comments. Engagement does always help. But, we'll leave it there. Thanks in advance again for any support that you provide. And yeah, see you in the next one. Take care for now. Have fun. Speak soon.